What's up, guys? It's MMA Analyst here to give you a quick picks video for UFC on FX Belfort versus Bisping. And mainly this video is going to be about why I have decided to vastly cut back on making videos. So that's what's going to be the majority of this video. Let's get right down to it, man. I'm looking scruffy as hell. You know, I've been injured, man. My back, taking medicine, all type of craziness. I got to get back into shape, y'all. But anyways, I gotta get into shape because I haven't really been in shape in a long time. But anyways, first things first. December, I had 2 cards that I missed late December because I was basically Christmas, on vacation, out of town, all that stuff. I make videos from home. This setting right here. I got my computer that I do the editing on. I got my mic. I don't know if you can see it, but it's right here. My camera. All this is what makes me able to make a video and it not be terrible or not just one of those little camera videos or whatever. When I'm away from home, it's not really possible, and that's what happened for those cards during Christmas. Santos versus Velasquez. Man, I wish I could have seen the Santos versus Velasquez, not seen done a video for that, because I was so sure the first time that Cain Velasquez was going to win that I was positive the second time that Cain Velasquez was still going to win it, because I don't feel he got beat being Cain Velasquez. I felt he got beat in some kind of whatever. And man, I really wanted to pick it, do a video for that. I did in one of my videos comment in a little thing that I thought Cain would win in a little section, whatever. But yeah, it is what it is. It's a great fight for Cain Velasquez, and that's what I think Cain Velasquez is. And as long as he doesn't try to be outside of what he is, which is the best in shape fighter at heavyweight, there's nobody else at heavyweight that can do what Cain Velasquez does. He can go for 5 minutes, take you down. He's not a wrestler. You see, if every fighter that did takedown was like Cain Velasquez, then nobody would care about takedowns. Because if you notice what happens with Cain Velasquez doesn't stop punching. Average dude takes you down, rest. Tries to move position, rest. Throw an elbow, rest. Rest. Punch, rest. Short up, rest. Rest. That's all they do. Rest. Just resting. Holding, looking at the clock. Cain Velasquez, take you down. Uppercuts. Take you down. Under the face. Try and go around. Get the back. Get in one hook. Control. Punch. He just never stopped punching. Moving, punching, moving, punching, moving, punching. At the end of the day, you look at Dos Santos' face, and it was nasty. It was nasty. And that's because obviously he's a big dude, Cain Velasquez, but he also doesn't stop hitting you. He's the opposite of laying prey. He's ground and pound. That's ground and pound right there. And when you have cardio like he does from the wrestling and from his good solid training, you know, when it comes to fighters that can beat Cain Velasquez, when Cain Velasquez shows up, I don't know if there are many. I personally would pick Cain Velasquez against Alistair Overeem. And that's because Alistair Overeem, he will get taken down. And Cain Velasquez will not let him up. And by the time he stands back up, he will not have laid on him. He will have beat him up. And the next time they stand up, which is probably the end of the round, he's going to take him down again. It's going to happen over and over until Overeem is so tired that he just, you know, F all that. So anyways, let's get down to why I won't be making videos. All right. In 2008, like in September, like right around my birthday, I made my first video. Only reason I started this was because the dude before me, Jeremy, last name D'Oliveira, which is why the old YouTube channel was Dolivi J. It was actually J D'Oliveira. Anyways, he said, yo, who wants to make videos? He's going to stop. And at the time, I said, I want to make videos. I sent him a little, you know, type something up. Very convincing. He believed me. He gave me the channel. Thank you. All right. So after that, I started making videos. Why did I want to make videos? It was simple. I loved MMA, and I wanted to talk about it. But before that, I knew that if I was going to ever talk, I'm the kind of dude that rambles on, as y'all can see, right? So what I did, one sec, let me make sure everything's going good. Hello? All right. What I did was his channel, you could do videos for longer than at the time was 10 minutes. So I said, all right, you know what? Let me get that channel, because if I'm going to talk, I'm going to talk for like 20, 30, 40 minutes. And y'all see some of my old videos. Whoo, that's what they were. They were long. Anyways, he gave it to me. I started doing it 100% all for fun. All for fun. No idea of anything happening. No idea of, it was just literally a great hobby. And that's what it started as. Now, fast forward a few years, I'm making videos. I made like 150 videos, consistent, dream, all this stuff. But meanwhile, all the UFC stuff is kind of, like MMA in general, it's dying off. Not actually the sport, but the different leagues. UFC's swooping everything up. Pride's gone, and Strikeforce is on its way out, and Dream has 2 cards a year, and everything's basically going away, and you only have the UFC. And what happens is, I'm saying to myself, all right, well, here's the thing. At the time, it was only all for fun. At some point, I realized, well, I'm actually pretty half decent at this. Wouldn't it be nice to try and somehow make some kind of money off of it? Not because, I'm greedy for money, but I would much more, like to talk MMA and make enough money somehow to, chill, just, be able to do it, right? Anyways, for the year between, my daughter's first birthday and like year 2.5, I was able to stay home with her during the whole Bet MMA thing. And to be honest, the Bet MMA thing was good. Basically, I got kicked out of a couple affiliate programs because, and this is the truth, because I was sending them people. Here's how it worked. I would tell people, hey, go bet at this site, or go bet at this site, and then whenever they signed up, I got paid. That's how it worked. There's another way of doing it, which is I tell people to go bet, and then the site pays me off of what the site gains, which is basically whenever a bettor loses money, the site gains. So I was gonna make money off the site, off of my bettors losing. I said, F that. Just give me a certain amount of money per person that I give you. And I was sending them people that were winning for them, losing. The site was losing money. So after about $7,000-8,000 of being lost from my people, they said, listen, sir, we're not going to pay you to send us people who are losing us money. So that was part of the reason. So they said, well, now we want you to make money off of, and I said, nah. You know what? Just forget about it. It's all good. I'm definitely not going to tell people who to bet on and then hope they get it wrong so that I can get paid. F that. So that went away. Bodog was also a big site that was good for that in general. And they had some issues legally. So that kind of went away. So basically the whole Bet MMA plus the idea of actually giving people picks for money, it's actually a gray area. And I wasn't really aware of that at one time. So I felt like, you know what, I did my thing for the Bet MMA thing. A lot of people were happy with the service. I know that I definitely did far more good than bad with giving up my picks, and it is what it is. So I had to shut that down because it was just like, you know what, it is what it is. I don't even know if I can do this really, now that I look into it. So whatever. So during that time, things were great because I could, actually stay at home, watch my daughter, not have to send her to daycare. I could like raise my own daughter during that little time and also do MMA videos and stuff like that. But anyways, what ends up happening though is MMA is such a small, tight-knit group of whatever you want to call it, that the actual places to make money in MMA, there's not many. There's not many. Obviously, people are like, yo, they should get you on this show or get you on this show. Those things are just not going to happen, right? So it'd be nice. It'd be nice if, some TV show, or it'd be nice if some, Fight Network, which is like right around the corner from me, or something like that. But at the end of the day, there's only a few jobs, and everybody that has those jobs, they already have those jobs. And it's already like, it's like who you know. I know a few people, but other people know them better. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. So at one point it became from hobby to more like it's still fun, but I would like more from it, to the point where it's like I love MMA still, but you know, I've been doing it for like 4.5 years, and the state of MMA, in the sense that, you know, the UFC just taking over everything, or at least picking up the scraps. Not that they're necessarily killing it, but it's just like things just weren't as, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'ma still watch it, and I still do. And I watched that Dream event, Dream 18, which was, a great event. As I will every Dream event. It's part of my wedding anniversary. I got married on New Year's, so every anniversary I know, Dream, somebody got to come through with that New Year's event. I'm gonna stay up real late / early in the morning, watch my Japanese MMA, go to sleep, be tired, wake up, and have some kind of wedding anniversary stuff. That's part of my regular routine. If you take that out, that'll hurt. You know what I mean? I really want there to continue to be, Japanese MMA, especially those New Year's cards, because it feels like it's regular thing. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, the point is, there's a lot of different things. Now it's like, all right, I got lots of other stuff happening where I'm very busy. I'm working full time. I got a kid, a wife, a few other things that I'm trying to focus on. And, I have music, which I'm trying to work on now, like actually work on it. I took a while off. To be honest, this whole time with the MMA stuff, with MMA analyst, that whole time I kind of put music to the side because I wasn't really focused on music, because I kind of had already, done whatever, and it was like, music kind of sucks anyways, not that music sucks, but anyways, the point is, I'm bringing that back, something I really want to do, something I'm going to focus on. The whole battle rap thing, it's fun and all. It does take up a lot of time the way I write, but that really isn't, that's not really something that is too much of a reason why I'm not doing this, but it is something else that's on the plate. And yeah, I just don't have a lot of time for the videos. That's really what it comes down to. I don't have a lot of time, and yeah, Now, what I'm gonna do is one of two things, and it's gonna be based on what you guys think. All right, I'll tell you right now, the best guys for predictions, okay, outside of myself, I do think I'm the best, but a guy that I think is just as good as me is Ken. I don't know his full name. I don't know, but he's Surfer Ken TV 3. All right, so if you go youtube.com/Surfer Ken TV 3, he is very good. He's very good. He's entertaining. He knows what he's talking about. He really is good at picking fights. Everybody gets him wrong. You know what I mean? You're going to be wrong sometimes. It is what it is. But on consistency, actual knowledge of the sport, Ken is very good. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Ken if he wants any of my channels. If he wants them, I'm going to give it to him. I also owe him a shirt. Right? These will be the last things I do on my channel if he takes it. I'm going to still send him the shirt because he beat me in a predictions competition. And I'm, just, I don't know what you want to call it, lazy, procrastinating, whatever you want to call it, I still owe him that shirt. So I'm going to send him the shirt, and I'm going to give him whatever channel he wants, if he wants it. He's already got his own channel. He's already doing his own thing. So it is what it is. But if he wants it, I'm going to give it to him. Other than Ken, another really good guy with predictions is Manny. Manny David is his name. Manny David. But anyways, it don't matter. I think it's Cascade Soldier. So just youtube.com/Cascade Soldier. He's very good. He knows his MMA. He's really good with predictions. And those two are the best by far on YouTube for making picks. Manny's kind of weird because he's all into some kind of crazy K-pop and all this stuff. But anyways, he's a good dude. And that's the other thing. Both those guys are good dudes. Now, I was trying to think about whether or not I should say anything about anybody else. Especially I don't want to say something bad about somebody else. But I'm going to tell you right now. I'm not going to say any names, okay? But there is a specific person who is actually really bad in predictions. Very bad. And I'm not going to say his name because I don't really want to go crazy with just absolute, you know what I mean? But somebody in his like crew of, you know, fans has been posting, and I haven't removed them, on a few of my more recent videos. Hey, go to this guy's site because he's really good. I'm telling you right now, he's terrible. Okay? So I'm not going to tell you who it is, but I'm going to say he looks very professional. He visually has one of the best sites, YouTube pages, if not the best YouTube page visually. However, his actual picks, terrible. I don't know if this is because he has a lack of knowledge. I don't know if he's trying to go against the grain with the picks, but he's bad. He's very bad. If you actually want to private message me just to make sure you don't go wasting time watching somebody who has consistently shown a lack of ability to pick winners, you know, ask me and I will tell you privately. But I'm not going to just put this guy's name out there on the video because I'm not really trying to go that far as to just, you know, it's not slander. Slander's telling a lie about somebody. I'm telling the truth, okay? There are lots of horrible picks, people who make picks. Just say, I don't know what to talk about. You know, this guy loves to talk about stats and all type of stuff that doesn't matter. And he likes to pick a lot of underdogs, like really bad picks. Just, and the biggest thing is, if you're going to make a pick, I think part of the reason why some people like my picks is because I can explain it and it kind of makes sense. If I say I think John Fitch is going to beat Eric Silva, I'll tell you why. And then the rationale makes sense. And even if Eric Silva wins, which he didn't, but even if Eric Silva wins, kind of like what I'm talking about makes sense to what actually happened. This guy will make a pick like, I'm picking, what's that dude's name? Homeboy Johnny Hendricks. He picked Johnny Hendricks. Now, I'm gonna watch how we do this. I'm not gonna tell you about a bad pick he picked. I'm gonna tell you about why I think he's bad. He picked actually Johnny Hendricks over John Fitch. Now, Johnny Hendricks did beat John Fitch. Yes, he did. But the rationale he used was that Johnny Hendricks was going to out-wrestle and outwork John Fitch. Now, anybody knows that nobody in MMA, other than George St. Pierre, who is actually more skilled, at that weight class can outwork or out-wrestle John Fitch. We all know that. But he said it's going to be a 3-round decision, unanimous, or something like that for Johnny Hendricks, who was going to outwork and out-wrestle John Fitch. And to me, that's mind-boggling. And anybody who's going to pick a pick that John Fitch is going to get out-wrestled by anybody other than George St. Pierre, don't spend any time listening to what that person has to say because they're clueless. I'm not going to say the person's name, but I'm just going to say, if you want to look at my last few videos, then go to this guy's page, go to this guy's page. The guy's terrible. Manny, Ken. Those are the best two. I'm going to ask Ken if he wants my channel. All right? So, if Ken doesn't want my channel and he just wants to continue doing his own thing on his own channel, which is very likely, then what I'm going to do is I'm not going to give it to anybody else because I know Manny doesn't want it because there's some stuff in the background of my channel that's kind of effed up. You know, Manny's channel's popping real nice for him. So, you know, it is what it is. My channel's got some weird stuff going on in the background. So I know he don't even want it. So I wouldn't offer it to him. I would tell Ken what the problems were and then he could decide if he wanted it. But anyways, if nobody wants my channel, I'm not going to give it to some random person. All right? What's his name? Jeremy that gave me the channel. I think he made a good decision. I don't want to make a bad decision. Give it to somebody who's going to be whack or whatever, whatnot. So if it happens this way, then I will keep my channel and I will put videos up when there's a big fight happening. I won't even focus. It'll just be like, this is the big fight. George St. Pierre versus Nick Diaz. George St. Pierre versus Anderson Silva. Something's happened and I want to talk about MMA. Another thing, whenever I can't make videos and I can't put videos up, it's not like I can put up a video that says, guys, I can't put up a video, because that's not how YouTube works. If you guys want to actually talk MMA, ask me questions, tell me, hey, we'd like your opinion, AKA, if you guys want to keep in contact, hit me up on Facebook. I'll put the link. Okay, so add me on Facebook, and then we can talk MMA whenever you want. I got no problems typing it up, talking about stuff. And then when people say, "Hey, man, I really want your opinion on this," and I see there's a lot of people that want to know or see what I have to think about it. If you guys care, like, you know what I mean, like, people are like, "Oh, I love NHL." Then NHL leaves for 8 months, and then I really don't care about NHL. If you guys decide that you still want to hear my opinion, once every couple months on something, I'm gonna be here. I'm here. None of this is going anywhere, so I can still make the videos. And yeah, that's what I'll do. So contact me on those different places. Facebook, I'll put it in. If you guys want to follow me on Twitter, it's not really the best for interaction because you can only just type like 2 sentences. But if you want to, you can follow me. The one I use the most is my one for 100 bullets, my battle rap one. So, that'll be put in there as well. So there you go. Did I do the predictions yet? Good Lord. All right, look. So that's it. I am very happy to have had this, time making the videos. A lot of cool people I met through the videos. MMA, I still love the sport. It is what it is. Do I think MMA is going to get huge any bigger than it is right now? No, I don't. Oh yeah, that's a part of the reason why I'm stopping is because I feel like MMA's reached its peak. A lot of people said I've been watching it, I've been following it, I'm seeing where it's going. I think this is as big as it gets. I don't think it gets any bigger. Another reason why I'm going to stop is because my channel, even when I was really, really working at it, it's not getting any bigger. If it was still growth happening, if I was still getting lots of growth, that'd be one thing. Why would I stop something while growing? But I feel like even my channel has reached its peak. I feel like the average views for the average fight, average UFC has reached its peak. I know I put videos up late, and then obviously they're unable to see it. But in general, I look around, I see other people's channels. Even the biggest channels there are, Ariel Helwani, etc., Karen Bryant, the ones with crazy access, those channels get pretty good views. But if you really compare it in general, like the views for MMA and the growth of MMA online, it's not what it's not what you would like it to be. So, anyways, the point is, if it were continuously growing, if I saw that things were still happening on the growth side of things, I can't leave something or abandon something that's still growing. That's retarded. But I don't feel it is. And MMA, I feel the same way. I think it's great. I'm going to watch it. It is what it is. But I do think that its growth has reached its peak. The Fox deal, if the Fox deal doesn't really pick up over the next couple years, then the UFC is going to go back to no Fox, pay-per-view, exactly what it was before. But they gotta make new superstars. They gotta find ways to make new stars. They better be lucky. They're happy that John Jones showed up, but with all these old cats, Vanderlei Silva, with those guys, Chuck Liddell, even though I was never a fan, Chuck Liddell, Vanderlei Silva, Rampage Jackson, with all those guys heading out the door, who's next, right? They gotta figure out a way to get the who's next. You got Anderson Silva. He's 37 years old. He wants to like a 10 fight extension. The minute he loses, people are gonna try and disregard all of his hard work anyways, right? So anyways, they gotta have somebody who's next. And right now, the up nexts, we'll see. But the people that kind of built the sport to be really exciting, and the people who are taking over the sport, as a whole, not the guys at the top, because the guys at the top are better, so they just beat people in exciting ways. But everybody else, they just try to win. And trying to win is not going to build a sport like the UFC, like MMA, in a league like the UFC, where they don't talk about who wins. They talk about who knocked somebody out, who submitted somebody, who was exciting. It's a brand that is completely based around excitement and entertainment, not victories. And that's the way they've packaged it, and that's the way the fans, casual mostly, accept it. So if you start showing them winners and they want to see fighters, they're going to go somewhere else. So, anyways. I feel like I forgot something even in there. It's going to be a 30-minute ass video. Crazy. All right. Quick picks. I got Michael Bisping beating Vitor Belfort. I got him, being able to... do I have that actually? Here's the thing, right? Vitor Belfort's got a little bit of a gas tank problem. But Michael Bisping's got a little bit of a fear of being hit. Vitor Belfort is very fast with his hands. Michael Bisping is very soft with his hands. But Vitor Belfort can get taken down, and Michael Bisping needs to take this fight to the ground. If he fights Vitor Belfort like he fights Wanderlei Silva, pitter-patter and back, he's going to get knocked out. He needs to get his own takedowns. So, I know I said I think Michael Bisping is going to win, but when I actually think about it and talk it out loud, it sounds like Vitor Belfort knocks out Michael Bisping early in the fight. That's what it sounds like. That's what it sounds like. We know Vitor Belfort is not going to get knocked out or submitted. We know that. Unless he's like really, really tired by what would end up being the 5th round. I haven't really given this much thought. As you can see, I'm thinking right now. But I'm going to go with Vitor Belfort by 1st round TKO. I do think that he's going to be in there with his superior hands, superior power in his hands, speed in his hands. Michael Bisping, I don't think he's going to do what he needs to do, which is kind of like be a wrestler. He needs to come out with a wrestler's mentality. He does have pretty decent wrestling. If he comes out with a wrestler's mentality, he will beat Vitor Belfort because he'll put him on his back. He won't get submitted. He's got, people underrated ground. He actually does have an underrated ground game. Maybe it's actually rated by now because people have mentioned it so much. But anyways, I think that's what happens. I think he doesn't come in wrestler mode and gets knocked out in the 1st round. Next, I got CB Dollaway out wrestling Serafian. Simple as that. I've got Ben Rothwell not getting taken down against Gabriel Gonzaga. He's only been submitted once in his entire career. He's got heavy hands. Gabriel Gonzaga is not like he's been the most active, doing his thing in MMA recently. Anyways, I got Ben Rothwell winning this fight, most likely 2nd round knockout or TKO. I've got Habib Nurmagomedov defeating Thiago Tavares pretty much any way he wants, but he probably needs to keep it on the feet just to keep it safe and outstrike Tavares. Milton Vieira over Castro, Honey Marks over Andrew Craig, Diego Nunez over Nick Lentz. They're really trying to, what has Nick Lentz been doing? I know he was causing real big problems for the UFC recently, and Mark Bocek and Evan Dunham have helped them out. And now I think they're going to try and get Diego Nunez to finish the job. And then it's going to be 3 losses out of his last 4 fights. And then I think they're going to cut Nick Lentz. Just my pick. Even though it's only 1 fight that he lost, it's going to be against Diego Nunez. Is my prediction that they're going to cut Nick Lentz after he loses this. Edson Barbosa over Lucas Martins. Yuri Alcantara over Nobre. I've got Wagner Prado over Alcantara, the other one, and Trinaldo over CJ Keith. So there you go. Those are my quick picks. It took a while to get to them. If you have any other questions about the situation, I will be answering questions in the comment box. All right. So there you go. MMA. It is important still. I got other things I gotta do. You know what I'm saying? Peace.